What's up, everyone? It's Gabby Trades, and welcome back to the channel. Well, it's a massive day for the markets. It is not because of news. It is completely technical. Today, we're going to determine the strength and the weakness of the current moves, and you better stick with me because I'm going to tell you everything. But you guys, before we jump in, as usual, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here. Very welcome, and make sure you hit the little bell notification so you always get notified when I'm live here with you, giving you the latest price breakdowns. So here we are. Basically, this is the second week of August, right? This is what we were waiting for. And the markets have been playing to our bias to the T one more time. And so far, we've done so well in the past few months. This on its own is another confluence that we might be more in tune with the markets than we think. So we have a little bit of signals of overextension to some extent, and today we'll determine whether there will be a sharp reversal or not. So in terms of the news front, we don't have that much. Basically, but it's important to note that we have Fed officials, right? This guy over here, Neil Kashkari, and also Mary Daly, who are saying that pretty much they're increasingly worried because they see the job market as a cooling market, and they're seeing a soft job growth. So some of them actually advocate for 2 rate cuts by the end of the year. This is going to be major if that happens. But again, on the other hand, we have other other officials saying that there is actually an alarm of weakening fundamentals and that there is a threat of stagflation or a recession due to the weakening of fundamentals, right? So let's not look at this as necessarily a trap, but definitely I think it's going to be more as a cautioning moment. So we need to be looking at the technical breakouts that we've had. The market has been quite doing well so far, but is it justifiable signal for a strong momentum? This is what we need to look out for, because economic uncertainties like job growth, services, tariff pressures, everything of that sort could be affecting a structural imbalance, right, in the market. So bullish sentiment might be overextended. If the markets continue to go higher, especially if we get the September rate cuts, you guys, this is going to be really, really crazy. But the thing is, if we look here on the news front, what do we have? Tomorrow, we're getting CPI report again, and we're having the core PPI as well jump in. We know that these are very much Fed's preferred inflation gauge tools. And of course, on Thursday, unemployment claims, and then we're going to get the retail sales and prelim UOM customer sentiment. Now, on Tuesday is going to be quite an interesting day, but I think from today is where we're going to get the signal on what's going to happen next. And we're going to look at the charts, and I want to show you exactly the technicals and the patterns that I'm looking at for all of this to happen. But the idea over here is, first of all, we need to be keeping our emotions in check. So this isn't about us necessarily predicting a crash. It's about watching for how firmly the economy can support the rally, right? So we're here to watch for the warning signs like job market data, inflation surprises, the bond market weakening, for example. This is also another thing that we need to be watching very close eye on. So in my mind, how it looks like is that we need to have balancing positioning, right? Balancing positioning would make sense. So like being super overweight on positions, I don't know, such as major tech or like crypto, right? With a growing upside, we need to be diversifying the sectors, and we need to be hedging, because small hedges, right? Because that will be a help if the sentiment shifts, if that makes sense. But we're gonna see the charts right now together. Let me see who's in the chat first. Hello, good morning, Stanimir, Yese, Ivan. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you hit the like button. Over here, we're almost 30 people in. And make sure to be active in the chat, because all of that helps a lot with pushing the algorithm for us, right? All right, welcome everyone. Cool. So now that we're 30 people in, we can start immediately with Bitcoin. Of course, we're going to first discuss we're going to first discuss our overall plan, just for anyone that's new here, to understand how on point we have been so far. So we've been saying for the past months that July is going to be a range bound. And for us, the beginning of the month starts in the second week. So basically here it is over here. We have the range, right? And then the 0.5 is where we exhausted, right? Where we exhausted and we took double liquidity formation over here. Let's open the 4-hour time frame so everyone is on par. Basically, we have double liquidity formation over here on the 4-hour time frame. So this is what we've been looking. This is one liquidity over here, and this is the second liquidity. These liquidations level you can only get with my indicators, you guys. Make sure you go and grab them to put them on your chart so you know what you're doing. It's going to be way easier for you guys, I'm telling you. Anyway, so basically we knew that once we swipe this liquidity down here, the price is going to be aiming for the second liquidity up here. Where did price stop? It stopped at our daily support, which we have marked from this is the support that we're having from May, the month of May. So basically, this is how far back we can see where this momentum can, you know, overextend, can find support, can find resistance, all with the indicators that I use. So we get a bounce from here, right? And from here, I was long, right? I was long. It was very scary here down with the market dropping back. But the idea was that we need to come and take this liquidity, which is exactly what we saw finally yesterday, right? This unfolded in front of our eyes. So it's nice to see that our biases have been doing so far completely correctly. And from now, you guys know very well what I'm expecting, right? I'm expecting for price to exhaust over here because essentially you have the pretty clear AMD happening over here, which is the range, right? You know, manipulation to the downside, and then you're looking for an extension, which you pretty much got, right? You pretty much got. And over here, we know that price is going to have hard time to beat these levels. And also the fact that we're just starting the month right now. Hello. So just the fact that we're starting the month right now, I am expecting indeed a reversal. And for now, the technicals are showing me that reversal is more likely than not. For this, we need to wait for Monday to close, but I'm going to give you one clue. If today's price closes above this price range over here, this price range, which is 119,287.2. If price closes anywhere today, Monday, in between this price range or even higher, this is going to be a bearish signal for us. All right, this is going to be my first bearish signal for this. It's not going to be the first. In fact, it's going to be the fact that we've already completed a sequence over here, right? So this is a completed move. So from here, you're looking to essentially check if price is going to close anywhere in between these two ranges, right? Anywhere in between these two price ranges, right? It could be actually even higher than 122. It doesn't matter. It needs to be above 119,292. All of these things, you guys, how I'm looking at the market and everything like that, I told you guys, you can easily find all that information if you go on the video and scroll down. Let's get rid of this. Scroll down, click more in the description box, and make sure you register on the wait list for my trading model so you can get all this knowledge and apply it for yourself, right? There is another thing that I want to tell you, right? If you come here, the promotions that I have, they're expiring today, right? So Bluffin was very kind to give us 10% trading bonus cashback, you guys. And today is the last day. So make sure, we've had lots of signups that made use of that. Okay. And over here are all the things that you need to do. Net deposit will be the total amount transferred into the future accounts, minus the total amount transferred out of the futures account. And then you'll get these bonuses over here. It's limited to the first 100 users. And I think so far we haven't got yet 200 users. So you still have a chance to get the 10% bonus cashback. This is a huge reward here for you guys that you can make use of. So yeah, basically this is what we're expecting, right? Let me repeat. The important is today, Monday, right, to close above 119,287.2, and this is going to be the confirmed short signal for me, right? And then the question from here on is, which one buy market? No, how can I get rid of this over here? How did I get this over here? It doesn't matter. We'll have a look later. But anyway, the most important is we need to gauge which asset is going to be worth more shorting, right? Whether it's going to be Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this is the second thing that we need to be watching out for. And for that, there will be clues, and I will be giving those clues in Discord, right? So I'll be watching price very, very closely. And whichever one shows more weakness, and by that, I mean whether Bitcoin or Ethereum shows more weakness, this is where I want to be short, because the one that shows more strength, it's going to bring less percentages return on the short, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm looking out for. Now let's see Ethereum yesterday. I wanted to front run again, right? I wanted to remember last time I wanted to front run Bitcoin. I was absolutely right. But the drawdown was something that I didn't like, right? Same thing I did with Ethereum over here. Trying to front run is not a good idea, especially now. Now I close here for a very minimal loss, but whatever. Especially if we're trading above this level over here, which is 4,248. Right? And the same thing pretty much applies to Ethereum, right? If we get today's price closing below, I'm going to consider this asset a little bit more stronger than Bitcoin. What's your invalidation? My invalidation is going to be the end of today, pretty much. The end of today, but regardless, we should be getting some sort of reversal in the beginning of this month. So it depends really how price reacts today. But currently, when I'm looking at Ethereum right now, your first short confirmation is down here below this low, right? This is it over here. Shall we mark it? Let's mark it real quick. So basically this candle over here. So if you start getting any body closes below 4,178, that is going to be another confirmation for you that this asset wants to exhaust a little bit to the downside, right? But happily, we're at the beginning of the month, which means that we can get even more confluence on top of each other. Flying hamster. But why do you think it will drop? I think it might just go up to 440. Absolutely possible. I don't know what the asset is gonna do by the end of today. That's not something that I can predict. It could run to 440. It's in fact going to be in line with the bearish bias if price continues up today, right? This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. I know it doesn't make much sense, but you need to understand the way I'm trading. So good morning, Tom. What if BTC closes above 123 today? Let's go back to BTC. So if BTC closes above 123, it's going to be the exact same bearish bias that I'm going to be having. Like I said, the only invalidation moment for me, it's going to be if today closes below 119,287. That is going to be the bearish invalidation. I know it's a bit confusing, but you guys, you need to bear with me. And I can't give you like all of the things that I'm doing just like that. I want you to sign up for the trading course waitlist over here, where I'm going to teach you how and why I base all these decisions on. But yeah, you've been watching me for a while, so I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to say, and you're seeing how my analysis are pretty much very correct. So I hope that you have some level of trust over there. But why the bearish bias? This is what I want to know. Yeah, so basically this is what the structure is telling me right now. The structure is telling me that the price is exhausted, and there is many reasons for that, Flying Hamster. So for example, if you've been watching the previous live streams, I've been trying to explain to you guys that this point over here, right, where I've marked for you, And I did mark it just for the sake of someone else asking again. So over here, when you have leg one, this is the first exhaustion, right? Over here, where you have leg one at 123.062, this is the first exhaustion of the market. And then you have leg two, which the exhaustion is going to come at around 125, 130, 125K, 135 dollars for Bitcoin. So that is absolutely possible that we can still continue up. But for me, it's important to understand what am I going to do for the rest of the month, right? The rest of the month is what I'm interested in seeing over here. Let's have a look. But when they're bears, but let's see, flying hamster again. But when their bears are exhausting, there is usually on CVC, isn't it? And I have not seen that. Well, you don't necessarily have to see all of the indicators working. Like when you have your own sort of way of trading and you're looking at specific things happening in the market, and when they do happen, you know, you can't rely only on one specific indication in that case, if you know what I mean. So let's have a look at Sol and determine also what Sol is doing. So basically, we wanted for this high to be swept over here. Okay, you meant bulls. Okay. So basically over here, this is the high that we wanted for Solana to take. If we open the signals indicator over here, let's have a look what the signals are giving us as well. We just recently had a sweep. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, we have a super chat. Please compare your views with Dan and Aaron, if I may ask. You seem to have a slightly different view on August. Yeah, so the thing is, right, I don't necessarily watch Aaron and Dan so much.
On August, folded hands, light skin tone.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, I don't necessarily watch Aaron and Dan so much. I don't have time to go ahead and review how everyone else is viewing the markets. It is not my job really to do that. My job is to do my analysis and to give it out to you guys. But yeah, what are they, like, very bullish for August? Hello, Darcy. See, I'm not necessarily bullish or bearish. I never marry to a bias. If you marry to a bias, this is where you get most of the things wrong. Like, I am always bullish and I'm always bearish, and I trade whatever I see in front of me. I don't care for like a bias until I get some sort of particular confirmation, right? I'm not sure exactly what their trading methods are. I'm pretty sure that Aaron uses Bollinger Bands, for example. I'm not a Bollinger Band trader. I way prefer more, for example, over here, let's see where is our, oh, it's here, wait. The anchored VWAP, for example, for me, it's a way more precise indicator. So you're not supposed to be looking at having the same bias within different traders, right? We have different experience, different view of the market. So this is how I view the market, and you know, that's why you're supposed to be watching me, right? Because you think that my view of the market is correct as it is. But thank you so much for the tip. Morning, Darcy. Yeah, so far that's it, you guys. That's what I'm looking for today. I want to see price closing above 119 on Bitcoin, which pretty much seems it's going to be the case today, which makes me happy because that means that I might be down for some really nice shorts over here. But that does not confirm that the market could not continue up to 123, 124. It absolutely can. For now, the job of the market is to maintain this momentum, right? Maintain this momentum over here, those 2-3% up for today. That's what I want to see. So even if there is any pullbacks today, as long as we're trading above 119,300, I will maintain my bearish bias. And yes, that will be a little bit of a higher confirmation for that, together with a completion of you know, the accumulation, manipulation, distribution model over here that we are looking at. Hello, cutie pie. So you think the pullbacks will be deep if the bearish scenario confirm? And dominance goes up. So dominance is also being playing the way we wanted it to play out. Let's get rid here of the sweep signal. So basically this is what we were looking at the dominance, right? We drew like whatever, it was very ugly channel that we drew, but this was pretty much what we were looking at. And then we wanted for that a bearish flag or channel. I don't know, Mr. Vane is going to tell you more correctly what this is, but we were expecting for this to exit to the downside. So that's a confirmed bearish on Bitcoin dominance, trading below 60%. All of the altcoin people absolutely lost their their minds over here, and they're super excited, which is good, right? It's good. But now we might see a reversal over here, maybe retest, and then continuation. Now, how deep the pullbacks are going to be, this is going to depend. Bear flag, yeah, Mr. Vane. This is going to depend on a lot more things, on how deep the pullback could be over here. It's going to depend whether we trade above, right? Just like Mr. Vane said over here. What if we trade above 324.6, which is essentially the high of our trading range? Well, that's going to mean that price is just pretty much exiting the range, and potentially now we're going to be looking into a new range formation over here, which is going to help us to determine how deep the pullbacks could be, where is the premium, where is the discount within, let's say over here, let's say this price continues up like that. Do we have a more clear chart over here? I actually kind of doubt it. We probably don't have a more clear chart. No, maybe this one. Maybe this one. So let's say if we exit the range over here, right? This is the range high over here. So let's say we exit the range, right? We exit the range. So that is going to mean that we're forming now a new range, right? New price range. And then if price starts pulling back and breaking structures, we can confirm that yes, hell yes, we do have our new range. So now, as soon as we have this new range, then we're going to be drawing our tools in order to understand where is going to be the premium and where is going to be the discount within this range in a case scenario, if that happens, just because Mr. Vane asked, right? So if we get that confirmation, then of course, if the extension, the price leg over here is extremely bearish, we should be getting a reaction from the 0.5. If we don't get a reaction from the 0.5 over here and we trade through it, we confirm that we're bearish, we might even exit further to the downside. So this is pretty much how we look at these things, you guys. I hope that makes sense. But for now, it is what it is. We need to see how today plays out, and today is going to give us way more confluences on what's happening over here. But just to give you a little bit of context, over here, for example, this yellow vertical line is the beginning of July, right? Is the beginning of why? Because we look at the beginning of July from the second week. This is the method that I trade. Over here, same thing. Second week. This is the second week. So reversals or whatever next should be coming as part of this trading sort of thing. We need to be expecting it to happen right now, right? So the most positive thing that could happen in terms of like a bullish scenario, right? If we're in a bullish scenario, let's say today completely reverses, right? Today completely reverses and we trade below 119, 287 and we close the day below that. If we close the day below that, this is going to be a bullish confirmation for me. But for now, that's not the case. So BTC just broke out of the daily bull flag. I think we go much higher upcoming weeks, also because of the bullishness from ETH and the USDT dominance chart. Yes, so Mr. Vane posts his charts on Discord. You guys, again, if you're new here, make sure you like the video and come on Discord. This is where you can join Discord with the link under the description box. This is where Mr. Vane posts his daily analysis every single day. So I'm glad that he's here live with us now so we can discuss that. So yeah, I do understand that we have broken over here, but it's my responsibility to be looking at what are the levels that we could potentially reverse from, right? It is my responsibility when price is extended to the extent that it is right now. And by the way, this is from the first leg, and we see that we had a reaction from this, right? We had a reaction from this. That's pretty substantial reaction. Like, it's not a joke over here. Look, from leg one, we extended a little bit, maybe. So this is 10%, right? And from over here, price went up just 0.3% above my exhaustion level before price dropped 10%, right? So let's not forget, this is one level that I'm looking at. And this is the second level that I'm looking at 125, 137. It doesn't mean that price could not go and break these levels completely. It's absolutely possible. But eventually you need to be trusting some sort of setups that have worked for you for, over the time. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm thinking a continuation of the uptrend is going to mean a pullback before the FOMC data Tuesday. I don't know what FOMC data we have. If you're referring to the CPI reports that we're getting, yeah, potentially. Still looks like a bull trap now, Kevin Shen. Yeah, I mean, no, the price has done really well. It's completed its jobs, right? It's completed its jobs. It's taken all the liquidity that it needs to take, right? It had a strong break over here, which is really nice because this is the area that we were struggling to break at 121, right? So the breakout traders are absolutely going nuts right now. Do you understand? Like, they're just super, super bullish. And that is a moment where you need to be... She's like laying down. Okay. I wish I could show you guys what she's doing. But yeah, this is just a red flag for me, especially if we're having the setups in the way they are. Let's have a look at XRP real quick here. Yeah, so XRP still in between zones over here, right? So smashed the sell zone. Essentially, this once price trades through this level, essentially what happens is it becomes support or a buy breaker block over here, which we can see that it held pretty nicely. But yeah, we have to see if this is going to be the last moment where the price is going to break from over here. And if we go on a daily, and we pull up over here, let's have a look. This is on the one day time frame. So essentially here, you do have a little bit. This is pretty much the only break of structure that you have down here. So this is not a confirmed break of structure. For XRP, if you want to be, you have to wait, right? For XRP, you do have to wait for at least 2 breaks of structures to enter on something, because not only that you have this, but you also have another buy zone left down here. Down here. In combination with fair value that was created over here on a daily time frame in between $3 and 3.2. So yeah, bearish fair value gap over here, balanced price action that was maintained with this over here, right? It's the same color, so it doesn't really matter. So basically that's the area that we need to break, and it's pretty possible that price could just like come up here, wick that area, and then reject one more time. So we need to be watching out for these things. Let's have 100% likes per watches for Gabby. Yes, okay. Let's have a look how many people we have. Now we have 53 people watching us. We have 53 people watching us. I don't know why these ads are just so stubborn. They want to repeat. And we have only 30 likes. So we can get another 20 2 likes, you guys. Another 22 likes over here. Let's get it done. So yeah, XRP in between levels, I'm not interested in touching it right now until today unfolds, right? Today needs to unfold, and I need to make sure that over here we're continuing with the bearish bias. So like I said, we're gonna get more clues with today and tomorrow which asset is more weaker, right? And we want to be trading the asset that is weaker, right? Depending on what the chart is showing us, because I gave you small examples. I think I gave you small examples over here. So for example, where we had this same thing happening exactly down here in this level. So this was showing that Bitcoin is weaker, right? This 2 candles over here showed that Bitcoin is weaker, right? And then in comparison, Ethereum was stronger. Do I still have it marked over here? 12-hour time frame. Probably not, but I have to split screens now. This is annoying. This is annoying, but that's 12-hour time frame, right? Ethereum. And then let's pull Bitcoin over here so then we can compare the price action. Oh yeah, it's here. I do have it marked. I do have it marked. So essentially what you're looking at, ignore everything, right, that you're seeing on the charts. Just focus on the 2 circles over here that I'm giving you, right? So let's measure over here. If you took a long from here to the top, you would have made 14.6%, right? I said Bitcoin is the weaker, right? If you took a long down here though, you would have made 50%. Does that make sense? We're looking at the same thing happening. If we're getting any reversals, we're looking for the charts to give us clues on which one is the weaker asset and which one is the stronger asset. So then we can make more returns, because sometimes people find the confirmation for a short, right? On Bitcoin and on Ethereum, you will find on both assets regardless, most of the times, right? But then which one do you trade, right? And then you go into Bitcoin and then you see that the massive returns on your puts were on Ethereum, for example. Does that make sense? So how do you know which one to trade? Where there is ways to do that. And one more time, you guys, if you want to learn all these things I'm going to teach you, make sure you get in my strategy course waitlist, and also check the Bluffin promotion. You get 10% cash back deposit bonuses, which ends today, right? Which ends today at 8 p.m. UTC time. So make sure you you make use of that over here. Like I said, you can find the link in the description box. Which asset is more ancient Kurtoshis here? Which asset is more affordable or expensive? It's basically which asset is going to give the biggest returns of the move that we're trying to catch. That's what we're trying to gauge over here. All right, so for anyone that just joined the live stream, I'm going to repeat, but again, I recommend you guys go back and watch the live. What I want to see today for Bitcoin, right, is the Monday price to close above 119 to 178, and then this is going to confirm that we're going to see some sort of a reversal over here. And if that doesn't happen, if we trade below it earlier today, it's probably going to confirm some continuation to the upside, right? And then follow on Discord, because that's where I'm going to be giving the signal on which asset is going to be the weaker and which asset is going to be the stronger, if that happens, right? If it doesn't happen, we just simply continue, and we know very well that we have massive resistance at around 123, and we have massive resistance at 125.1, right? These are the areas that I'm looking out for in terms of resistance on areas that we have absolutely no price to trade off of. This is solely based on retracement that I use, deviations that I use from. One is from I think, is it from this low? I don't remember anymore. But anyway, the first leg extension is from Bitcoin 50K, right? It's from Bitcoin 50K, I think. Yes, pretty sure. So first one is from Bitcoin 50K and second one is from Bitcoin 70, 70, whatever we had, 74.6K. And both legs extend up here. That's the first extension, right? The first extension. And if we go for the second extensions, then we're looking at 146. Oops, I don't want to move that. Definitely not. Then we're looking at further extensions, which are going to be 146 and 155. So these things are absolutely possible. It's not that they're not possible. But yeah, we want to be in tune with the market and we want to be respecting all of the levels over here. So that's it for today, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you go under the description box so you can find every single thing that we have here for you. And I wish you a happy Monday. I'm going to see you on Discord.